just haven't been able to finish one out.
The Cougars rarely get blown out. They've been, I think, losers of, like you said, only a couple games this year by more than 10 points. So very competitive. But they're facing a stiff test tonight. UBC 10-6 on the year, and as Jonathan Tull comes over and erases that shot.
It's a nice way to start the game.
Will Tallman from deep. 2 is long. We'll set your starting lineups here in a second. UBC on a bit of a hot streak. Just talked to assistant coaches of the Cougars, Wade Huckle and Jordan McFarland, before the game. In and out of conference, 14 straight wins for UBC. So they're a confident bunch right now. Tommy Nixon hits the 2, but Jonathan Tull, he's ready to go. Hits the 3 ball.
Those Tull brothers for the Cougars have been just dominant all season. So it's nice to see John to hit his first shot.
Tommy Nixon was blocked by Jonathan Tull. It's called for a foul there. Something that can happen for the Cougars. They want to keep him out of foul trouble. Starting lineups for the Cougars: number 5, Brandon Tull, the aforementioned Jonathan Tull, number 6. Number 7, Travis Sylvester. Number 10, Matthew Augustine. Number 15, Will Tallman for UBC. Number 6, Jordan Jensen White. Number 7, Tommy Nixon. Number 9, Connor Morgan. Number 10, Tonner Jackson. And number 11, Kadar Wright. UBC coached by longtime head coach Kevin Hansen. Cougars head coach Steve Burrows in his second year at the helm. Nixon's got 4 quick points. He's their star. So highest scoring player in the conference at 21.8 points per game. And get this, he's shooting 62% from the field.
Oh my gosh, that's unheard of.
That is insane. If you're not a hardcore basketball fan, that is very, very good. Jonathan Tull draws the foul. The shot clock winding down. And that's going to go against Morgan, his first.
That's what John's really good at, is driving those lanes. He's so quick and so hard to stay in front of.
Jonathan Tull in his first year with the Cougars. He does everything for the team. If you don't believe me, I got some stats here for you, Megan. Averages more than 20 points per game. Leads the Cougars with 46 assists and 11 assists. 46 assists and 11 blocks, excuse me. Second on the team in rebounds and steals.
I think he's a very strong contender for Canada West Player of the Year.
Matt Augustine with the score, and it's 7-4 Cougars. Big block by Sylvester. Jackson gets the follow. Cougars asleep there on the old glass.
The Cougars generally are not a very good defensive rebounding team, so it'd be nice to see if they could pick that up tonight.
Cougars really rely a lot on their guards to rebound, and Will Tallman and Travis Sylvester aren't your traditional kind of post players. They're more of perimeter post players. So, but one thing UBC always does a really good job of, their play a lot of guys who are similar positions across the board, and they just look for mismatches, do a lot of ball screening, get you in switches.
You can see they're in a 5-out offense here. It's going to be a lot of one-up defense. Hopefully, Cougars can stop the man.
Jensen White draws the foul. Yes, yet another offensive rebound given up there by the Cougars. Fouls on Augustine. Jordan Jensen White out of Calgary, his third year. Goes 1 and 2 from the line. 7-6 Cougars lead it. Brandon Tull with the step back. Not short. And Nixon will pull down the rebound. Nixon, the fifth-year player from Vancouver, gets his own rebound. Yet another old board there, Megan. That's going to be trouble for the Cougars if they keep this up. Really got to clean that up.
Yeah, it's been their Achilles heel for a few seasons now, is this poor defensive rebounding.
Get that one. Brandon Tall to the basket. And we call the offensive foul. Crowd doesn't like it. Jensen White drawing the charge there. Talk about Tommy Nixon shooting 62% from the field and shoots 53 from the three. And he's their leading scorer. It's not like he's coming out off the bench and hitting a couple.
No, so they should really be keying in on him here.
Morgan off the screen. White has it now. 5 on the shot clock. Step back. No good. Matt Augustine with the rebound. Cougars look to run. Augustine to the basket. Soup. And I really wanted that N1 call there, Megan. I had to hold back on it. Just couldn't get the hometown roll.
Because the Cougars are such a good fast break team, that's how they need to get those D boards to get out and run, be more successful in these games.
UBC goes to their bench here. Augustine no good on the first. David Wagner forward out of Kamloops, number 8 into the game for the T-Birds. And Augustine can't get either. So it'll stay a 7-6 Cougar lead here. 6:20 left in the first. UBC manages to get the loose ball there. No reset on the shot clock. 5 to shoot. The kick to a wide open shooter, Jackson in the corner, and that long rebound is sometimes tough to track down. UBC will reset here. Quiet offensive start for both teams here. Nixon gets Sylvester in the air. Bit of contact there, and good veteran play by Tommy Nixon to go to the line.
And definitely he knew Travis was going to go up on that one. Went right into his body.
That's the 4th team foul now.
It's those O boards. Every single time they get an O board, they're either getting a putback or a foul.
Nixon ties it at 7. And UBC will take a 1-point lead. Nixon, 6 of the team's 8 points to start the game. Mike Malik into the game for the Cougars, number 8. From the baseline, it's long. And Kadar Wright with the rebound.
It's 2 on Sylvester.
It's a tough one. Got reaching in there.
Not a bad sub to come off the bench though, and Jeremy Zver's coming in.
Zver adds a bit of size here. Maybe the Cougars can take advantage of that inside. UBC doesn't really have a big post-up player in there.
Zver is used to banging around down there as he is on the Rams football team here at the University of Regina.
Of course, I say UBC not big, but I look down here and it's 6'7", 6'5", 6'6", 6'9", 6'9", 6'7", 6'9", 6'7", so.
Almost all the same body type, just athletic and not like the Zver body type.
No.
So hopefully we can get it inside to him.
And right on cue. Inside, Brandon Tull from his brother off the inbound. 7 on the shot clock. Well, Tallman elbow jumper is good. That's his shot.
Great shooter, great form.
Wagner over Zvert. And Will Tallman pulls it down for the Cougars. They trail 10-9 here. Halfway point of the first. Malika to Jonathan Tull. Looks at a three. That's short. Vidar Wright with another rebound. Second-year player from Toronto ahead to White. Back out to Wright. Will reset the offense, 15 to shoot. Kick out to White. Watched by Malika, now to Nixon. Doubled, White in the corner for three. That's long. And another rebound from Will Tallman. So good defense by the Cougars in the half court, Megan.
Yeah, they're really getting out on shooters, doing a better job. And that's what it leads
to. Kevin Hansen, you'll see him here, comes out halfway on the court, barking at his team. Didn't like that last defensive possession. It wasn't much of a defensive play, as Jonathan Tull just blew by everyone for the layup. Giving the Cougars a 1-point lead here with 3:45 to go in the first.
That's what Jonathan Tull likes to do. He likes to get out, use his athleticism, get around people. Very fast. Fun player to watch here for the university.
So first basket of the game, Jonathan Tull with a hand in his face. Flash. A nice steal here from Matt Augustine. Pushing the ball in transition. So he got to the basket here and got fouled. Check that, that's where he put it in. Very similar to the play where he, and here's Tull. Just goes, nice hesitation there. Right by Wright for the basket.
Coach Burrows did mention that he thought they would have some success driving those lanes, having Jonathan Tull and Brandon Tull on the wings, driving those lanes and getting right to the hoop.
Show it to the Tulls and Ajax watching. Friends and family, I'm sure. Tune into the webcast. Once again, I would say this in the thank you for sending your kids to U of R.
I think their father might be a #1 Cougar fan.
It's great players, good guys, and Cougars are happy to have them here at the U of R, making a real difference this season. We talked about the 3-2 last game, Megan. It's, the women's team was running it. Now the men's team in the same defense.
That's Burrows' thing, is all on the defense, so I'm sure he'll throw a couple different defenses at UBC tonight.
Once again, Nixon gets a couple Cougars up in the air, draws the foul. He's going back to the line here. Nixon now matching his number. He's got 7 points. UBC now takes the lead thanks to those 2 free throws. 12-11. 3:15 here to go. First quarter action. We're watching CIS Men's Hoops from the U of R on Access 7 Sports. JT, Jonathan Tull, draws the foul there. The Cougars are getting good looks. They're not having to force anything really. The baskets they have made transition or, elbow jump shots on 1 3-pointer, but it's a good sign they're getting to the foul line here.
That was great execution on their offensive play, great backside screen, great pass from Brandon.
Tull's first is in and out. Tull's a grad student here at the U of R. By way of Central Connecticut State and Acadia. Now here at the U of R, joining his brother. Brother in his second year. It's high-low there in. Nixon crashing. And he gets the foul.
It's too bad because that was great defense by the Cougars, but yet again another O board.
Didn't see much contact there on that one, but sometimes when you're a good player, you get the reputation call from time to time. into the game for UBC. They're playing a lot of their bench players here. Fascianos out of Athens, Greece, number 4 in his first year. Stefanos Fascianos.
I'd like to know the story behind how you get a player from Greece.
Yes. Could look into that for tomorrow night and do that research. Will Tallman. Up to Zver. Jonathan Tall to the basket. And we're sensing a theme here, Megan. There's been quite a few free throws.
I feel like Jonathan Tall and
Tommy Nixon, yeah.
Tommy Nixon, yeah, they've just been living at the line this game.
Well, fouls on Jensen White. Tall's at the line. Try and cut this to a 1-point deficit. Also into the game for UBC's number 15, Luka Zerhevic.
I don't think I've ever seen the lineup before for the Regina Cougars of Zach Mahalik and Jeremy Zvert at the same time.
Yeah, going big here. 2 big boys inside. Mahalik's first-year player. Kadar right from the corner. Very nice. 18-14 now. UBC opens up a 4-point lead. Zach Mahalik in Parker, Colorado. Usually back from here in Regina. He can't get that one to go. Zver on the glass, though. He'll gobble that one up. It's a little bit of pinball action there as he's going all over the place. 12 to shoot. Jonathan Tall.
Hand in his face.
And in Tall and Nixon, you're probably seeing 2 first-team Canada West players in action tonight. Tall gets the steal. 3-on-1. Can't get it to go. His brother to clean it up. He draws the foul. So end-to-end action here. Matt Augustine got clipped in the face. Another foul shot coming up here for the Cougars as Fascianos gets his second. And UBC quickly back into the game. Jensen Wright and Jackson.
It's got 3 international players here for UBC. Australia, France, and Greece.
They're going all over the place, eh, for those recruits. Tough to recruit to Vancouver, let's be honest. It's a horrible place. UBC campus is ugly. We're being facetious, of course. Kadar right from 3. That's long. Augustine with Brandon Tall. And he finishes. It's what he does best in transition. He's very good. 21-18, Cougars lead by 3. Just under a minute to play here in the first. And a travel on Kadar Wright. Shuffled the feet.
T-Birds really haven't gotten any lanes since going to this 3-2 zone. No touches inside.
They're looking for Zver inside. It's Tall from the 3-point line. And stripped away. Stay with the Cougars. I think the Cougars are trying to get their guards in the paint. I think they have a mismatch there when the Talls have the ball isolated up top.
It's nice when you got Zver and Mahalik down low to seal them off, seal off their bigs too.
And then Zver throws it away. Wright keeps it in bounds, uncontested too. You never want to give that up off and end out of bounds. It's a tough one. Cougars trying to hope for the last shot. Augustine with the crossover. Holder in the lane. And they'll draw the foul.
Augustine has been much more aggressive after the Christmas break. He's really starting to come into his own as the Cougars point guard.
He had a big tournament at Winnipeg. He was their leading scorer in a couple of games and got the confidence up, obviously. And Alex Eagle getting hurt at the start of the year changed Augustine's role, and I think he's, as you said, gaining confidence, being more aggressive, and the key part of the Cougars played this last little while. 3 to shoot, Kadar Wright. Let's get it, it goes. After one, very entertaining half, 22-20. Hometown Cougars lead it. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter. Nice collapsing D there by the Cougars. Nixon cleans it up. You got 3 Cougars in there. And that's something that Steve Rose will want that cleaned up for sure.
You see Nixon just came in untouched.
Look at our right with a hand in his face, showing a nice stroke from the 3-point line. Well, that's a tough shot. Nixon's like, what, 6'6", and he's got a big hand in his face. And then there's the ill-advised pass from Zver, right tiptoe on the sideline. Doesn't get much easier than that.
So those cross-court passes right at the top versus an athletic team like UBC, it's going to be hard to get those to your player.
So this year there was a bit of a realignment in the divisions. The Cougars are in the Pioneer division with some of the original or teams that have been around in the Canada West for a long time. And they sit at 7-9, which is just 2 games behind Manitoba, who's at 9-9 for a playoff spot. So Cougars have 2 against UBC and then 2 against Winnipeg, and Winnipeg's 10-6. So Cougars control their own destiny at this point. We'll wait and see what Manitoba does this weekend, or next weekend. First place right now, U.S. Huskies at 12-4. Swept the Cougars a couple weeks back in 2 close games up in Saskatoon. In the Explorer division, running away with it, Fraser Valley 15-1. Interesting, just between games, chatting about the women's situation. You know, they can be anywhere from I think
2nd to 6.
Yeah. Depending on who they where they fall, they can get a home game or no home game. So it's going to be real interesting these last 3 games for the women's team. The turnover there as we started the second quarter. UBC ties it up. Ryan Delwo in the game for the Cougars, number 4. Delwo. He didn't have a handle on that one. And it's off a ways, and UBC will take it the other way. Wagner, Nixon, Wright, Jensen, White, and Jackson is going to score right there. Quick 4 points, easy points for the UBC is not the start that Coach Steve Burrows wanted. But I know what he's thinking, because that's not what any coach would want there.
That's true.
You could say that you're a coach, Megan, if you're allowed to talk like that.
I've been a coach for 2 months. Maybe after this year.
Right in the lane. Can't get it to go. And the rebound from Will Tallman. Jonathan Tall now the other way. Watched by Wagner. He'll shoot the 3. That's long. And Jackson pulls it down for UBC.
So again, there's no offensive rebounding going on for the Cougars. No one's even going to the glass. Makes it easy for UBC to just grab those rebounds.
Not much rhythm for the Cougars at all either.
I don't think Burrows is too happy with what he's seen these first 2 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, you get, what was that, a minute 41 into the, or minute 51 into the quarter, and you're calling a timeout. It's never really a good sign. Check out the start here. Not a great pass by Augustine. Delwo can't control it. Oh, Jensen White goes the other way for the easy deuce.
It's just lazy passes right now. You really got to move the ball around.
It's a tough way to start the quarter, just turning it over and kind of a needless turnover. I mean, you expect UBC to come out a bit more aggressive there as they're down. Coach is probably yelling at them a bit at the quarter break to get after it. Cougars weren't ready for it and turned the ball over. So a nice close game here on Access 7 Sports. 7-9 U of R Cougars facing the 10-6 UBC T-Birds. Morgan back out there where UBC's got the ball. Skip to right. Cut off by Tall. 3 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. Zver blocks it. Good defensive possession there by the U of R. Jonathan Tall the other way to Ryan Delwo.
Because UBC has all the same type of players, they're just able to switch those screens. But that's what it's like having Jeremy Zver.
Nice finish there from Zver. Cleared out someone like he was a defensive lineman there. Right open from the corner. And he had too much time to look at it. 26-24. And Augustine ill-advised there. Didn't have anyone. And then right with the steal. UBC with the 2-point lead. Morgan for 3. That's no good. And another offensive rebound by the T-Birds. Cruising at 3-2. Tallman and Zver low. And Delwo late on the rotation. UBC with a good pass inside to Jackson. Helps when you're looking through a zone to pass when you're everyone's 6'7", right?
That's true, and especially when there's no ball pressure. Can't be right in between.
Skip to Delwo. Thought about it. Body check there. He's going to go to the foul line. As the foul's committed by number 8, David Wagner. Fourth-year guy at the Kamloops. Sylvester comes back in for the Cougars. He's got those 2 fouls, so keep an eye on that.
Brandon Tall waiting to check in for the shooter, Ryan Delwo.
So Cougars will come back with their starting lineup here once Delwo hopefully hits the second one here. Delwo in his second year. There's Sheldon Williams, which surprising he's not in the NFL at this point because all they do is send guys to the NFL apparently. Ben Heenan now. John Ryan, of course.
Yep.
Our Saskatchewan viewers and listeners don't know all about that. Pretty impressive the school of that size to send 2 guys to the NFL.
You got Addison Richards in the draft this year.
Offensive foul called as Jonathan Tall takes the charge there, sacrificing the body, and Jordan Jensen White. Now he has 2. Kevin Hansen didn't like the call. He's going to take a stroll down the baseline. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Augustine to the basket, blocked by Morgan. Right with it. And he gets the finish. He's been good in this one. He's got 8 points.
UBC is playing some really good stifling defense right now.
High ball screen for Brandon Tall. Kicks to Augustine. And Will Tallman for 3. That's good. Cougars needed that one. His foot was on the line. So it's a 30-27 score. 5:10 to play here in the first half on Access 7 Sports. Happy you're with us this evening, watching the Cougars and the T-Birds in action. Great CIS basketball action. As the 3 is hit by David. Check that, that's Morgan. His foot was on the line, so this guy's obviously wearing like a shoe size. No,
it's hard to tell from up here. That's a 3.
That's a 3 though. We're a long ways from the court up here, Megan, so forgive us. But that was a 3 by Augustine. Now we're having a discussion here, which was a 3 and which wasn't.
Was it 2 down here by the UBC player?
So that's 32-30. We'll get this right eventually. I'm not a math major, Megan.
Me either, so this isn't going to work.
That's why I went to broadcasting, so I wouldn't have to do any math. Or as little as possible. 3s and 2s and 1s in this game, though. It's pretty easy. Tallman couldn't get the bounce there. A nice strong finish from Wagner on the old glass. 34-30 now. Good back and forth game we're having. It's Mike Malika now into the game for the Cougars. Finds Travis Sylvester 4-3. That's long. Tonner Jackson gobbles that rebound. Nice hands there by Jonathan Tall. Tommy Nixon been quiet here in the quarter. He's at 11 for the game though, so his arm is getting sore. He does have that brace on there. Shooting.
This is a good matchup between him and Jonathan Tall.
Jackson on Tallman. Pretty good defense there. Tallman gets whistled. Steve Burrow's asking what he's supposed to do. First on Will Tallman. 3:47 to go here. 14 on the shot clock for UBC. Nixon to inbound. Nice steal by Jonathan Tall. Good hands. Tallman finds Brandon Tall. He'll shoot the deep 3. That's no good. So the Cougars shot a lot of 3s in this quarter. And with mixed results, they trail by 4 though. He's Nixon in the lane. He wants it on the post. Oh, to right. All the way in.
Right, just seems like he's having his way. Anything he wants to get to the key.
Yeah, it's once he gets to the key, he's not really getting much resistance from the Cougars. Cougars are a big shot blocking team though, Megan, so.
True, with the loss of Wes Jones from last year. Don't really have anyone down low.
So I think I mentioned Jonathan Tall is one of the Cougar team leaders in blocks. Actually, he is the Cougar team leader in blocks, so tells you right there. Brandon Tall, scary one there. Great hustle. Jonathan Tall to the basket, draws the foul. And that's going to go against David Wagner. It'll be his second.
That's John Tall's first step is just so quick that as soon as he blows by you, you can't do much else but foul.
Just long strides too, right? Like he takes out a big long stride. Tall the line, he's the Cougars' leading scorer in the game. Can't get the roll there. Tough one. The game for UBC there on the screen. Number 1 is Elijah Campbell-Axon. First-year player from Van City. The timeout, Thunderbirds. As they lead by 5 here, 36-31. Jonathan Tull now with 14 points in the game. She's going toe-to-toe with Tommy Nixon, who has 11 for UBC. Take a look here at some earlier action. Jeremy Zver. He's got low center of gravity, I'm going to say. So can push those guys out of there.
Yeah, he can hold them off just one arm.
That's a nice charge taken there by Jonathan Tull. And a great block there. And behind the back save. That was a fantastic play, actually.
It was.
At UBC. And led to that by Kadar Wright. So team play that can really lift your team, and a block, a save, and then a nice finish and transition. And Matt Augustine with a nice confident stroke from the 3 there.
You can see Wright just has these lanes all day, and he's doing such a good job.
Travis Sylvester just a step late on the help there. Thanks to our crew, Access 7 putting those together. Happy to bring the game to you. Campbell-Axon looking inside. It's tipped away. It's going to leave 6 seconds for UBC to shoot. Last touch by the Cougars. Nixon for 3. That's no good. Will Tallman is out-battled by Connor Jackson. He can't get it to go. And Jonathan Tull will push the other way. It's a screen from Tallman. Will Tallman. The Cougars have gone cold from the perimeter here of late.
I like that they got in there for some offensive rebounds, though. I think that was one of the first times of the game they've sent 3 people to the glass. Had some success.
Well, the Cougars going. It's not what they wanted on defense. There's a lot of pointing by Coach Burrows there, and I don't think his team was on the same page. I'm not sure if they wanted to do a little bit of a box and one, or if they're in 2-3, or.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd leave Nixon open on the 3-point line with his shooting percentage.
And the Cougars have to be careful here, not to let it get too far away from them at the end of this half. 90 seconds to play here, and UBC's biggest lead of the game is 8 points right now.
I hope that's not on Travis Sylvester. It's not.
It's 2 on Brandon Tull. He joins Sylvester with 2. Nixon back at the line. Just made a living there in this game. 15 now. And Zver is going to replace Sylvester now with those 2 fouls. 41-31, 10-point lead now. 16 points in the first half for Tommy Nixon.
Great find.
And Tallman can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. Both teams a bit sloppy on defense, just Good up second chances, reaches, lots of foul shots in this game so far, and I wouldn't say the referees have been, going too crazy with the whistles. It just seems like a bit of lazy defense, maybe a bit of reaching.
Yeah, getting caught out of rotation, having to come across and reach a foul.
Cougars can't buy one right now as Tallman's first one rolls out. It's the second though. 9-point game. Malika on right. They'll switch off now. Nixon watched by Tall right. Gets Tallman in the air. Goes to the basket. And he's fouled.
Wright just keeps attacking the hoop and he keeps getting rewarded with a foul or a basket.
Wright's a little shaken up there, taking his time to get to the foul line. Wright makes it a 10-point UBC lead. And it's 11 now, 50 seconds to go. Cougars will try and get something going on offense here. It's been a quiet couple minutes. Jonathan Tall with the blow by and one. He's fouled by Nixon.
It's another great hesitation move by Jonathan Tall.
Cougars going a little offense for defense here as Malika comes in for Zver. And chase around some of these UBC guards. Tall with a chance for the three-point play. He's got 17, so this guy's kind of going. I know it's a team game, Megan, but these two guys have really stood out.
Basically, right now, it feels like it's Nixon versus Tall with feature of Wright.
Yes.
It'd be nice if there's a Cougar that could step up here.
Yeah, right now, Matt Augustine with 6 points. So Tallman with 5, helping out on offense. You hear Coach Burrell say all the way down. He wants him to use most of it here. There's about a 2.5-second difference, shot clock, game clock. So 16 on your screen there. It's 11 to shoot now for the Cougars. Augustine guarded by Nixon. Wants him to go now. Tallman can't get it off in time. And UBC's going to have 2 seconds to shoot. Let's see if they... Three seconds they're going to put on the shot on the game clock here. Right with it. Runner from the three. That's no good. So the first quarter is going to end the same way the second quarter will end. 43-35 now, 8-point lead as we head into the half in favor of the UBC T-Birds. Cougars will look to cut into that deficit in the third quarter. We'll be back on Access 7 Sports with the second half in just a bit.
At Access, we love technology. Not the kind that costs an arm and a leg and does stuff you don't need. The kind that makes your life easier and more fun, like the new Access Evo. You won't believe what this box holds for you.
Hey everybody, this is King Cash. Watch the hottest pro wrestling action in the nation. Access 7 High Impact Wrestling, Tuesday nights.
From the prairies to the pros, discover why Saskatchewan rules the NHL. Watch Hometown Hockey Heroes, Wednesdays at 7 p.m., only on Access 7.
Welcome to the arena, where two teams compete to build an original masterpiece. But they must only use the pieces from a pre-existing set. It's a race against time, the other team, and a clock. If they stick to our challenge and impress the judge, then fame, riches, and a trophy can be theirs on Brick Wars.
for now, we just have to respect that we're where they are, and it's as easy as that.
Beyond the Echo, Fridays at 11 p.m. Part of Freaky Fridays, only on Access 7.
Tune in Thursday, February 19th at 7:30 p.m. for Chinese New Year. Only on Access 7.
Welcome back to CIS Hoops action on Access 7 Sports. I'm Adam Hunter. Alongside me, Megan Chamberlain, former U of R Cougar. And we are happy to bring you the second half between the Cougars and the visiting UBC T-Birds. T-Birds coming in this one 10-6, Cougars 7-9. Cougars really in need of going probably 3-4 in their remaining 4 games to have a shot at the playoffs. Right in the mix right now, and they trail UBC by 8 at half. First half, Megan, hate to boil down a team sport to this, but it was about 2 players.
Definitely was, and I'd like to see the Cougars come out for the second half and maybe get some touches for Brandon Tall, get him going. Just another scorer out there for them.
Those 2 players, Tommy Nixon, who's got 16 points. He's the leading scorer in the conference. 16 in the first half. He's number 7 for UBC. And they're looking to get the ball right there. Coach Hansen, he's got his arms outstretched, and he's still doing it. And he's asking his point guard White to throw to Nixon to the post. That's fantastic. And for the Cougars, lead all scorers, the Cougars' leading scorer, Jonathan Tall, on the season. And tonight, the first half, 17 points. So, a bit of a mono-a-mono matchup. And as Megan mentioned, Cougars really needing a secondary scoring threat here to kind of complement Tall. Nice tip in there by Sylvester. That'll help.
That's good. Sylvester is really athletic. He actually plays the 5 for the Cougars, despite being a little smaller.
And another charge called on Jordan Jensen White. That's the second time in this game. That's 3 on him. We'll keep an eye on the T-Birds bench to see if Coach Hansen lets his player play through this foul trouble. And no quick hook. Cougars trail by 6 here. Early going of the second half. We played about a minute. And that reversal pass is picked off again. Just another sloppy one by the Cougars. Nixon goes to the basket, can't score, but he gets his own rebound. Probably why he shoots 60% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, Travis did force him into a tough shot there, played some good defense, but then just gave up the easy board.
Sylvester, thank you, the left hand, finished to go, blocked by the rim a little bit there. The defense by UBC, Kadar right for 3. Cougars wanted to travel. And Sylvester will claim the rebound and push the other way. Nice pass to Jonathan Tall. 45-39 now. It's a 6-point game. Jonathan Tall 19, Tommy Nixon 18. We should almost have a secondary scoreboard up for you guys. That's how crazy these 2 have been in this game. Looking down to Jackson. Out to White, he's behind the line. And that is pure. Nice for the Cougars if they can try and force White into a foul here, sit him down for a few minutes. So he's really the secondary scorer, usually for UBC. Brandon Tall. And then a block called.
It's good Brandon struggled a little bit in this game, so if he could just get to the line, get a few shots up here for free.
As you say that, Megan, for some reason they're calling it on the ground.
Of course.
Yeah. Jackson called for his first foul, and subbing out is Jensen White with those 3 fouls. Sylvester from 3, no good. And a 48-39 lead for UBC thanks to that last 3 by Jensen White. Nice passing inside by UBC. Really lazy rotation there by the Cougars.
Another lazy pass here. Good steal.
And Augustine gets called for the foul, and might see a timeout here from Coach Burrows. UBC now with 11-point lead, matching their largest.
At the line,
Connor Morgan shooting. Nicely done by Morgan. It goes 2-2. 52-39 now for the T-Birds.
Great defense there by White on Jonathan Tall.
Yet another turnover there on that reversal pass. Cougars just getting out hustled right now. They're not quite at the energy level that UBC has on offense or defense. Tall claims it. Kicks it to his brother. It's JT for three. And the Cougars desperate. He needed that. 52-42 now.
See if the Cougars can get a stop here on defense.
Jackson inside on Tallman. Stripped away by Brandon Tall. He's got 3-on-1. Jonathan to the basket, no good. It's a battle for it. Augustine blocked by Wagner.
Burrows isn't happy there with that no call.
That goes off Wright's leg, and kind of a wild sequence there. We got guys grabbing their shorts, tying their shoes. Both coaches standing up. They're almost at half court talking to each other now, laughing.
I think they're agreeing that the no call from the Cougars end made up for the no call on the UBC
might have had
end.
a cancel out situation. Tallman with the turnaround jumper, tough shot. And draws nothing, and Wright will push the other way. And that's stolen by Tallman. Up ahead to Sylvester, and he'll hammer it. Now Kevin Hansen standing at the half-court line talking to his team, not happy with them. Well, they have an 8-point lead here as they call timeout. 52-44, 5:52 to go here in the third quarter. The Cougars surviving a mini run there by UBC where they lack some energy.
Cougars just need to make some better decisions here, make some better passes, and UBC just needs to keep up their pressure defense. Their defense has been great all game.
And watch that last steal by Tallman. Really heads up play. There's that, just a reversal pass where Dixon was sitting on it.
I think he's stolen that kind of pass twice this game now.
That was a great pass in transition there. Sylvester just a one-handed bounce there to lead Tall.
That's the benefit of Travis staying out of foul trouble and why they need him to stay out of foul trouble, because he can push the ball against other teams' fives.
And Jensen White hitting that three that sparked that run by UBC. UBC going high-low. Another steal by Jonathan Tall. Great hands. Into Sylvester. Travel going to be called here on Sylvester. Got his own rebound, but just didn't have the balance to hold on to it.
Designated UBC for Jensen White.
Jensen White comes back in the game with those 3 fouls. Cougars come away with it. Yeah. Great tip in by Jonathan Tall. Jonathan Tall, you guys out there, just take a seat and watch this guy. Stealing balls, blocking shots, hitting threes.
Taking charges, everything.
Tipping it in. He has 24 points here. That is, my math is correct. I know this one. More than half of what the Cougars have right now.
We didn't need a calculator for that one.
So I put my iPhone into my pocket. 18 big ones for Tommy Nixon. So it's the game within the game right now, those two guys. It's 4:50 to go here in the third. 6-point UBC lead. The Cougars really trying to get this one to a one possession game. Wright can't get it to go. Nixon with the old board off the glass and in.
That's the story of the first half, with Wright getting straight to the hoop and the old boards hurting the Cougars.
Backdoor by Augustine. Finds Tallman. Extra pass to Brandon Tall. That's no good. Cougars get the old board this time. Augustine to the basket. Draws the foul. Fouls on Wagner, and that's his third. So a couple key players for UBC with 3 fouls here. 4 minutes to play in the third. Just past the halfway point.
Tough shooting night so far for Brandon Tall, but hopefully he can come out of it.
Also coming in for UBC,
So Matt Augustine at the line here for the Cougs. It's the first. That is 4th year out of TO. This all-Ontario backcourt for the Cougars. And Brandon Tall gets into the passing lane, and he goes uncontested in for the layup. Can't get it to go, and his brother can't get the rebound, and that's very unfortunate for the Cougars. It's been that kind of night for Brandon Tall, sitting on 4 points. Did everything right, but finished the shot there.
It's tough when he just can't let those shots get into his head. He's a great player. He'll be able to come out of it. Ooh.
Nixon fouled on the three-pointer, and that's just a bad 30-second stretch there for the Cougars.
1 second left on the shot clock, fouling the three-point shooter.
After blowing a breakaway layup, so tough one there. It's going to be the second foul called on Jonathan Tall, and Tommy Nixon goes back to the foul line.
Nixon catching up to the mini game within the game here.
Yeah. These guys just going back and forth. But the most important thing right now for Nixon is his team is up by 10 points. 57-47. He's got 23 on the game. And Mike Malika now in the game for the Cougars. He'll shoot that and make it. Big three by Mike Malika. He had a big, really was on fire a few weeks ago in BC.
Got the Canada's third star honors.
Mike's a great story. A couple years removed from high school ball and down to the States. Last year actually was part of the event staff crew here after the games, cleaning up and working the door and things like that. Now he's on the court hitting threes. Pretty incredible.
Sweep the floors at halftime, and now he's just shooting the lights out.
Yeah. Nixon blocked by Will Tallman. Here comes Jonathan Tall with the right watching him. The basket and finishes. 6-point game all of a sudden, 57-52. Jonathan Tall now with 26 points.
Good little run here by the Cougars. See how the UBC Thunderbirds here respond. That was a good heads-up play there. Saw he got fouled and threw the shot up right away, knowing it probably would go in, but he'd get the 2 shots.
Jackson line.
Donner Jackson here shooting. It's long. 5th-year forward from Surrey. Winsberg just vacuums that one up. Jonathan Tull the crossover to the basket. Lots of contact, no call. And we'll go the other way. UBC trying to take advantage while Tull picks himself up. Serve and steal. Brandon Tull comes away with it. And he makes it that time. And we have a 1-possession game here with 1:50 to play in the third. Cougars trail by 3. That's in and out.
Another award.
Nixon crashing the old glass and draws another foul. Fans are starting to get upset with all the foul calls that Nixon's drawing.
He just does a great job of selling the fouls and making sure that he's going up into the body.
Nixon's in the line.
It's Jeremy Zver's 4th foul.
Well, you do have 5, so you might as well use them. You never fouled up, eh?
No.
You? Of course not.
No, definitely not.
And Nixon, as he's been doing most of the night, buries a free throw. Now it's 59-54, Nixon with 25. That's no good. Tall with the award though. It's right to the basket. Nothing. And a whistle. Jump ball. The arrow is pointed to the Cougars. We'll stay down here. And a turnover off the inbound. It's a definite no-no. Jensen White, no good. And Tull comes away with it. Up ahead to his brother. Sylvester on the post. Watched by Nixon. Skip to Brandon Tull for the 3. That's no good. Will Tallman with the rebound. Cougars trying to capitalize here with getting a couple extra chances. Sylvester will.
Another 3-point game here.
He does it there, Jackson inside.
That's going to make John feel a little bit better as he gets a foul call here.
Yeah, that was about three possessions in a row there where he went and thought he maybe could have got one. And Malika for 3 at the buzzer. And after 3 quarters of play, we got a great one brewing for you here at the U of R. Cougars trail UBC by 5, 61-56. Take a look at some plays from that third quarter. Great tip there by Jonathan Tall. Scores from every area of the floor, really. It's a nice extra pass to Mike Malika. Nixon in his face.
This is where Johns is most dangerous.
The second one, Brandon Saul. Made no mistake that time.
It's a good sign. You saw Travis Sylvester knock down some shots that quarter, and Brandon, of course, with that layup. Hopefully that can continue over to the fourth.
So you got a 5-point game here. We look over at the scoreboard here and we see players that just were on the floor for the Cougars at the end of the quarter there. And you see that's 26 for Jonathan Tall that stands out as here at the U of R. We have a scoreboard with the leading scores for both teams and the numbers, and then Tommy Nixon over to the other side, 25. So
not only does John have 26 points, but now he's also faced with the task of guarding Nixon when they're in man-to-man. So really just go and do it all, John. But if you're a T-Birds fan, you're hoping that Wright can pick up his scoring a little bit. He's cooled off a little bit in the third quarter.
Tipped out, turnover. (61-56). Augustine to Jonathan Tall. (10 to shoot). He's running their offense here. Sylvester for 3, short, and Tommy Nixon pulls down the board. Fourth quarter just underway here. Thanks for joining us on Access 7 Sports. CIS Men's Hoops action tonight from the U of R. The Cougars making a playoff push here against the always dangerous UBC T-Birds. Tall for 3, that's short. The Cougars back-to-back 3-point attempts here, no good. Still have that 5-point deficit. Jordan Jensen-White with it. Wants Jackson to post up on Augustine. Mismatch in the post here. Trap in the corner. That's missed. Nice rebound there by Tallman.
Tallman's coming through real strong on these past few rebounds. Exactly what the Cougars need.
Nice pass to Brandon Tall. He just doesn't have a feeling from the perimeter tonight, so he'll try his luck at the basket and does as UBC sleeping there. And that gets right off the bench for UBC. He'll be back in a second. 61-58, 8:08 to play. Great Jensen-White blocked. And Jackson cleans it up, and he's been tough in that inside there. 10 points for number 10. Restores that 5-point UBC lead. Augustine, the kick to Tall, he's going to keep shooting, and that one's not close either. Kick it out to his brother.
I'd like to see the Cougars attack the basket here. They've had some success doing that.
Sylvester's dead. He's got to get rid of it. Four on the shot clock. Sylvester's got to hurry. I don't know what he was doing there.
I'm not sure he did either. Just smacked the floor in frustration.
Right back in for UBC. He replaces the big man Jackson. So it's Morgan, Wagner, Wright, Jensen, White, and Nixon for the T-Birds. The Talls, Augustine, Sylvester, and Tallman, starting lineup for the Cougars in there. Right off the glass, and that is beautiful. And that'll force a timeout from the Cougars. A little out of sync here on offense the last few possessions. Brandon Tall from the three-point line. Struggling a little bit tonight, and as you mentioned, Megan, maybe just time for him to try and get the ball in the paint.
They've been the most successful when they've been going into the paint and kicking out for the threes, but when it's just standstill threes, they're not knocking them down. So they really got to start attacking the basket, getting some fouls called, maybe get them close to a bonus. Just got to make some smarter decisions here on offense.
That last drive by Wright.
He's so athletic.
That's a real tough shot there, going away from the basket. Nice soft touch. He's got 14. He's been that secondary scorer that UBC's had that the Cougars haven't had in this game. That's, you know, the difference. He's got 14 to go with Nixon's 25. Cougars have Jonathan Tall's 26, and not much else after that on offense. So.
It's hard when Jeremy Zver's on the bench with 4 fouls. Can't even get a few post-up plays in here. Will is more of a shooting forward,
yep,
whereas Travis can post up. But Zver, that's his game.
Yep. Getting down to crunch time here almost. Just under 7 minutes left here in the fourth. Cougars down 7, and a steal here, almost near steal. Their triple team in the post. Cougars lucky to get that one back. UBC was all over that. Tallman open for 3. In and out. And that's ripped down by Connor Morgan. Another steal by Jonathan Tall. And Wright a couple times has thrown some ill-advised passes, and Jonathan Tall, he can't find Will Tallman, so back-to-back turnovers there. .6:24 to go. UBC, the slight edge here, 7 points. Megan, Cougars back in that 3-2.
See if it works. Oh, yep.
Teams fight for it again, and UBC got the ball at the quarter, so it's back on the Cougar arrow, and we'll go back to UBC. Next time there's a tie-up, Cougars get the ball, force another turnover, and that's 2 in a row now. But it's no good, as you know, Megan, forcing turnovers if you can't capitalize on them.
No, they can get all the stops they want, but if they can't score, it's just going to stay the same.
Jonathan Tall can't get that one to go from the perimeter. So UBC's forcing the Cougars into some deeper shots.
Feels like this game is going to come down to the glass, and UBC's just been owning it all night.
And the Cougars come away with that one. Jonathan Tall finds his brother Brandon. And he's fouled on his way to the basket. Second foul called on Nixon. Tonder Jackson back into the game, replacing David Wagner. So we have the 5 starters for both teams here with 5:39 to play in the game. And now 5-point. I wasn't purposely trying to do the 5-5 and 5 thing there, but it really worked out for me.
2 shots made by number 5.
That's right. Hey,
meant to
look
be.
at you.
Yeah.
Sign her up. 3-pointer on the way is no good. Jonathan Tall with a rebound. He'll head the other way.
Ooh.
He gets tripped up there by White. And Jensen White's going to be called for his 4th.
Just kind of looked like White tripped on his own feet, and then
I think he wanted to get out of the way.
Tall made it come down a little funny there on that right ankle.
He's going to shoot here, though. UBC wondering why there's foul shots, but I think the argument is that Tall was in his steps.
Remember Tall earlier in the year, played with a dislocated finger.
Oh, that's going to be just lovely.
And refused to come out of the game until the trainer told him he had to. So I don't think the little ankle is going to stop him.
Can't even think about a dislocated finger. That sounds awful. 65-60. Jonathan Tall misses the front end and the back end of that. Those are 2 big misses for the Cougars as Steve Burrows kind of looks up to the sky. So an empty trip there for the Cougars. Nixon can't get it to go. It's going to stay with UBC. So after 3 quarters of just scorching the nets, Nixon and Tall have quieted down. The combination of fatigue, defensive scheme.
Yeah, I mean, the Cougars are switching up their defense. It's a good strategy. Try to catch the T-Birds off guard. And a 2-3 here.
We've reached the 5-minute mark here in the 4th. 5-point deficit for the home Cougars. Nice turnaround off the glass inside.
That's just too easy of a post up right there. Anytime you get buried 2 feet, you're dead.
Morgan. Second-year guy out of Victoria. He's going to be something when he's in his 5th year. Good defense here by Jackson. Tallman on the roll. Can't get it to go. And Jackson pulls it down. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Brandon Tall. And checking back in is the big man, Jeremy Zver. Something else for Jeremy Zver to be up, like, transition from football to basketball that quickly.
It's when he talks about it, it's his conditioning, because it's a completely different game for him. He's an O-lineman on the Rams, and not much running going on when you're just an O-lineman. So coming back into it, he said he was very fatigued, and it was just a completely different game.
And a big dunk there. 2 easy baskets in a row. That time Morgan. So Morgan with back-to-back buckets. And UBC now with a 9-point lead. And those 2 missed free throws from Tall could have made it a 3-point game. And since then, 2 straight trips for Wagner, 2 easy baskets. You take a look here at the UBC huddle, now to the Cougar huddle. Cougars have to get some easy baskets here quickly. Lots of time left though. 4 minutes is an eternity in basketball.
So you're looking at these replays.
It's a nice look inside. From Morgan to Wagner.
It's a good seal.
This time Jackson. So Augustine loses Morgan and he goes backdoor for the dunk.
You see all these T-Bird post-ups are perfect. Their numbers are facing the ball. There's no one in front of them. There's not a lot of ball pressure for the Cougars, so it's pretty easy to get it inside, and they're doing a really good job of it. Look at that Cougar huddle, and you see the cast on Alex Igual. I'm excited to see him play next year.
Yeah, a few times fans got to see him in action. He was fun to watch. Great player, just so unfortunate to have his season cut short by that injury. And Really a fluke injury. It was looked harmless when it happened, but he's been out this whole season. And
I think what I missed the most is Mitchell Blair with some Spanish whenever he'd score.
I think you speak for everyone when you say that. Uno, dos, tres.
That's it. That's what the Spanish are.
Poquito, yeah. Tiny bit of Spanish there. Dos cerveza, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Never just one. The ball goes off Will Tallman. We brush off our terrible Spanish, and into the game for the Cougars is Mike Malika. And checking back in for the T-Birds, Jensen White with those 4 fouls. Hasn't been a huge factor offensively, but key player for the T-Birds. Nixon, turnover. Malika comes away with the steal.
Not sure he was ready for that pass.
Good defense here by Jensen White, forcing Malika. And T-Birds really going after the ball on the perimeter. Brandon Tall to the basket, lays it in with the left hand. Brandon Tall now with 12.
It's a welcome sight for any Cougar fan to see Brandon put the ball through the hoop.
So good around the basket, Brandon Tall. He was now extending that 3-2 zone well outside the 3-point line. And it's going to be a kick ball. 7-point Cougar deficit. 2:43 here on the clock. 14 to shoot for UBC. Nixon by Zver. Tip and the bucket for Jensen White off the rebound. Coach Burrows just scratching his head.
Cougars seem to have some mental lapses. It seemed very easy to get that ball in. And no box out yet again.
71-62. Jensen White hits this free throw, so a 10-point lead now is a 3-point play for Jensen White, old school 3-point play.
Clock didn't start there.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 10-15 seconds off, you'd have to think.
Thought maybe Jeremy Zver was going to jack up a 3 there, so he did make one 2 weeks ago.
Referees, quick huddle there. Warren Ponsack and Mark Jacobson, 2 local refs, discussing what to put on the shot clock here. The game clock is going to be 14 on the shot clock there. 2:30 on the game clock. And a turnover again off an inbounds play. But a steal by Tall. So
that's the kind of hustle you want to see after a turnover.
Another steal. These teams, they've done that tonight, though. Actually, one team's turned it over and then thrown it right back to the other team.
And they're not even pressured turnovers.
No.
Maybe something to clean up for tomorrow.
Yep. For sure. 2:15 here. 10-point game. Zver in the post, deep position. Cougars will hold on to it. Now they have 14 to shoot.
Now the shot clock hasn't started on the last possession.
So
should be down to about 3 seconds left.
Well, he didn't hit the rim, right? So
no, there's 2:30
They had it at
on
2:30, but there were those 3 steals in between there somehow. So who even knows?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, and another steal off an inbound. So can't have that. Not at this point in the game. It's gonna be really frustrating for Steve Burrows. And
it's hard when you're Out of bounds play is a bunch of screens, and because UBC can play any position,
You just switch everything.
switch everything.
Jensen White to Nixon. Extra pass. That's going to be a blocking foul on Tallman. We're nowhere near bonus here, so being in bounds for UBC.
The whistles have kind of slowed a bit here in the second half.
Well, it's second foul on Will Tallman. UBC will be in no hurry here with 12 to shoot and a 10-point lead. Inside to Wagner to Morgan. Oh, and he can't get the roll. Cougars get the rebound. That was a chippy there from Morgan. Cougars need to hurry. Taking a lot of time. That's going to help. Brennan Tall now up to 14 points on the game. 72-64, 1:13 to play here in Regina. UBC in the lead, looking to improve to 11-6 on the season. And Jensen White misses, and a rebound from Jonathan Tull. He pushes. He's going to try and get right to the basket. Can't get it to go. And the rebound to Nixon with 50 seconds left. Cougars are going to have to foul here pretty soon. Right is to the basket, and Nixon will tip it in.
That tip-in puts our mini game.
Yes.
Nixon here.
Nixon now with 27. Jonathan Tull 26. And the fans here at the U of R starting to file out.
See this replay here. Everyone stops. Cougars just watching the tip-in.
Yeah, Cougars just not enough for UBC tonight. Not enough offense from the Cougars. They end up giving up 75-ish points. It's a decent defensive effort.
So UBC's defense is just probably one of the best I've seen in Cam West. Long arms, long reaches, athletic bodies.
Yep.
5 able to guard a point guard. It's pretty hard to beat. But again, our guys come into a close game once again.
So we have Tallman, Zver, Malika, and Jonathan and Brandon Tall in there for the Cougars. Wright, Wagner, Morgan, Jensen White, and Nixon in for the T-Birds. With 42 seconds to play, Cougars trail by 10. Tallman will look at that three, try and go by White, and he'll turn it over. It's been like that kind of fourth quarter for the Cougars. Cougars are just going to play D here, not foul. Right with the ball. Kick.
Nice kick out.
Yep. And there's the cherry on the sundae tonight. As Morgan buries the three, you can go inside and out. We called that a 2 here on the scoreboard, so it's
big screen by
Zver, the message sender. And that'll do it. As Nixon will just have to get it over half. Cougars are going to drop this one and drop to 7-10 on the season. UBC improves to 11-6. These two teams will be back in action tomorrow night. 76-64 for UBC as they get the road win. 27 big ones for Tommy Nixon, 26 for Jonathan Tull to lead the Cougars. And you watch this one on Access 7 Sports. Thanks to our crew and everyone who brought you the game tonight. I'm Adam Hunter. Thank you to my partner here tonight, Megan Chamberlain. We'll see you next time.